Welcome to New Sky TV. A shocking twist. The most solid evidence of a relationship is often what the parties vehemently deny. Liu Xiaoxu and Guo Yuxin's subtle interactions revealed their unspoken understanding, leading netizens to exclaim that their avoidance duo couldn't hide their true relationship. The strongest proof of a relationship is often what the parties desperately try to deny. Liu Xiaoxu and Guo Yuxin's on-screen chemistry was undeniable, but their off-screen avoidance of suspicion was remarkable. Their slight trembling fingers when pulling out a chair, their hesitant gestures when wiping away tears, these small actions were sweeter than candy. Fans scrutinized their chemistry with a magnifying glass. The more they denied it, the more captivating it became. In the drama, Zhou Shenggan and Bai Qingmei's passionate kiss was breathtaking. Their bathtub scene was filmed in one take, and after filming, the two hugged and cried for several minutes before coming out of character. The celebration party was filled with even more sweetness. Liu Xiaoxu helped Guo Yuxin lift her long dress, walking slightly to the side, maintaining a bit of distance, yet showing exceptional consideration. When cutting the cake, their hands were folded as they held the knife. Guo Yuxin's eyes were red, and Liu Xiaoxu bent down to wipe away her tears. The scene was incredibly sweet. But he barely dared to look her in the eye the whole time, and he would gesture before pulling out a chair. His movements were very gentlemanly, as if he was deliberately keeping a distance. Netizens were even more excited, commenting that she was the epitome of a avoiding suspicion partner. Every movement was perfectly coordinated, yet there was always a deliberate ambiguity, as if afraid of crossing even the slightest line. It was precisely this wanting to get close but not daring to state that made it so captivating. If there was really nothing between them, why couldn't they openly make eye contact? If they were just colleagues, why did she only dare to hold the outermost layer of tulle when lifting her skirt, not even a centimeter more? Guo Yuxin's light blue dress rippled like water under the lights. She walked steadily, a slight smile on her lips, but her steps were slow. Liu Xiaoxu followed behind, his gaze mostly fixed on the ground, as if deliberately avoiding the camera, but every 2 steps, he would quickly glance up to check if she had stepped on the hem of her skirt. That subconscious protectiveness was suppressed, yet impossible to hide. The scene was excessively quiet, but the live stream exploded with comments, "So sweet. Isn't that enough?" What's even more intriguing is the finishing blow that followed. Guo Yuxin was doing a live makeup removal session. The lighting was soft, her hair was half wet and casually draped, and her bare face looked ridiculously good. She hummed a theme song from the drama while slowly combing her hair, looking relaxed and gentle. But the comments weren't going to let her off the hook. "Does Liu Xiaoxu have a girlfriend? Aren't you afraid people will be jealous of your ambiguous relationship?" Her hand holding the comb paused noticeably, then she put it down with a smile, her tone seemingly light. "Of course I'm focused on my career. Don't worry, Liu and I are completely open and honest." The moment the words left her lips, the trending topic skyrocketed. Some netizens praised her for her clear-headedness and strong sense of boundaries, others felt the explanation came too quickly, like a reflexive attempt to distance herself. After all, truly open and honest people don't need to repeatedly emphasize openness and honesty. The more eager she is to explain, the more it seems like she's trying to cover something up. What's even more interesting is that Liu Xiaoxu didn't respond, didn't repost, and made any move to cooperate with the clarification. She neither denied nor clarified, seemingly leaving all the interpretation to the audience. Thus, the discussion about this avoiding suspicion duo only grew larger, one desperately drawing lines, the other silently standing inside, one eager to clarify, the other choosing silence. In the end, netizens stopped focusing on whether they are actually together. What captivated them more was the tension between ambiguity and restraint. No official announcement, no crossing of boundaries, yet every detail was filled with emotion. No wonder some remarked, "If this isn't a genuine expression of feelings, then at all, there's a certain unspoken understanding that can't be faked." Her smile was genuinely natural, her tone relaxed, yet a subtle, almost imperceptible helplessness lingered in her eyes, as if to say, "You're all overthinking it." Meanwhile, Liu Xiaoxu had already made his intentions clear. He had publicly acknowledged having a girlfriend outside the entertainment industry and posted numerous photos of his life, riding an electric scooter to the suburbs, the wind whipping his clothes around, lying on the grass listening to music, sunlight falling on his face, as sweet as a boy just starting out in love in his student days. Logically, this was the most standard and clearest template for clarification. But none of the drama's fans believed it. The logic in the comments section was simple yet cruel. The on-screen romance was so intense it bordered on uncontrollable, while off-screen they were so extremely cautious. This contrast itself was highly suspicious. If it was just a normal collaboration, why hold back every action so tightly? If he was completely open, why were their eye contact always so brief? Like a furtive glance, one netizen hit the nail on the head. The best proof of love is often not what they do, but what they desperately dare not do. Thus, avoiding suspicion is no longer evidence against it, but a new chain of evidence. Some people started taking screenshots frame by frame. At the celebration banquet, when Liu Xiaoxu pulled out a chair for Guo Yuxin, his fingers were noticeably trembling. When she became emotional and started to cry, his body leaned forward first, his hand almost raised in the air, but he abruptly pulled it back. That hesitation was not politeness, but restraint. Viewers felt a tickle in their hearts. How much must one care to be so afraid of crossing the line? What's even more deadly is their tacit understanding. Their emotional synchronization in crying scenes is terrifying. A breath, a pause, is perfectly matched. When they act together, a glance is enough for them to know exactly what the other is going to do. Many people say that this feeling is not familiarity, but understanding. Ordinary colleagues can cooperate, but it's hard to resonate with each other. The comment section began to split, with some directly shouting locked in, while others calmly analyzed. The ones who really need to avoid suspicion like this are actually the ones with the most complicated relationships. After all, only what truly exists deserves to be carefully concealed. Their reunion at the National Drama Awards on December 16 added fuel to the fire. Inside, the two sat close together, yet separated by a seat. Guo Yuxin wore a simple dress, her hair styled up, highlighting her clean, sharp neck. Liu Xiaoxu was impeccably dressed in a suit, sitting upright. Despite the distance, he frequently turned his head, speaking to her in a low voice. When the camera panned across them, they both fell silent, their expressions returning to normal. The lights dimmed, and the room became quiet and warm. There were no intimate gestures, no inappropriate moments, yet the atmosphere at that moment left many feeling as if the drama hadn't ended. Perhaps the truth will never be confirmed by outsiders. But what is certain is that this pair of avoiding suspicion have, through repeated restraint, kept the audience emotionally engaged. In some relationships are just like that. The more they deny it, the more people want to believe it. Fans couldn't sit still any longer, exclaiming, "This after-sales service is too ruthless." From the short drama all the way to the grand stage of the National Drama Awards, the CP's vitality not only didn't fade, but grew stronger with each passing moment. In the footage, when they chat, Guo Yuxin smiles and nods, her expression relaxed and natural. Liu Xiaoxu's eyes are noticeably gentle, yet he quickly looks away the instant their eyes meet. It's this tug-of-war of wanting to watch but not daring to watch too much that makes people unable to resist imagining an entire spin-off. What's even more impressive is that they've taken avoiding suspicion to a high level. The team maintains a unified stance of no response, no clarification, no guidance, yet trending topics keep coming. They neither control the comments nor deliberately promote themselves, simply letting the camera capture those unrehearsed little details. Thus, all the power of discourse naturally falls into the hands of the audience, letting details speak for themselves, more powerful than any statement. Fans scrutinized the footage repeatedly, becoming increasingly engrossed. The angles of their head-down smiles were almost identical. The rhythm of wiping away tears when emotions ran high seemed like they were filmed in sync. They took deep breaths simultaneously after rehearsals. Even their pauses coincided. Some called it professionalism, while others countered, if it's just professionalism, why be so synchronized when trying to avoid suspicion? That's human nature. The more fragmented and unplanned the moment, the more easily it's perceived as the truth. A passionate love on screen, yet awkward and cautious off-screen. This contrast itself is intriguing. The more they deny it, the more they seem to be guarding something. The more restrained they are, the more genuine their emotions appear. The comments section was completely unleashed. It's okay if you don't officially announce it, we'll confirm it ourselves. I don't need you to feed me this sweetness, I'll pick it up myself. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.